Hi, this is Acme with the US stock highlights here on Share Talk for Tuesday, the 12th of January. Quite a few favorites today, i.e. Stocks which have made regular appearances. First off is Biol, where we've had a gap to the upside through the old December resistance at just under 67 cents, while we're above that on an end-of-day close basis. We had that resistance line there, which we just hit around the 90 cents level as the first target. Second target now on an end of day close through 90 cents, and obviously through that old May resistance area would be up to $1.50, hopefully as soon as the end of next month. Stop loss back below 67 cents on an end of day close basis. Next situation is one which has also appeared here before and making some progress. Castor Maritime. Here we've got assortment of different support and resistance lines, trend lines all over the place, but I suppose the most important thing here is really the way the shares have just nudged against the 200-day moving average around 32 cents, looking for an end of day or end of week close above the 200-day line after today's gap to the upside to give us a target at that late June resistance line projection as high as 57 cents. Again, hopefully as soon as the end of next month. Stop loss, an end of day close back below the initial high of January at 27 pence. If you want to keep it at 27 cents rather, right currency. If you want to keep it tight, otherwise perhaps down at the old late December resistance at 18 cents, which was that high just around Christmas. Next up, stock which is also a decent mover, has been a decent mover in the recent past, N Global. Breaking through that previous target, the $5 area, which was a May 2020 resistance line target. Now that we've done that, we're looking to the top of a rising trend channel from October, hopefully as high as $9 by the end of next month, and the way things are going, hopefully by the end of this month, but all the while we remain above the $5 area. Probably an end of day close back below today's intraday low at $4.65 could be a possible stop loss for those who want to trade the stock with a stop loss which is not too tight. Stock which has been inspiring over recent weeks and months even now is Fcel Energy. Clearly they're in the right kind of market sector or segment to inspire. We've broken through last week's resistance there at $16.94, and at least while we're above that, looking towards the $21 area, which is the top of that rising October trend channel. This stage only really back below the late December resistance at $13.91, really delaying the upside scenario. In fact, we're looking for probably much more than 21 cents, $21 rather. That looks like rather a too narrow a trend channel, probably looking towards a channel towards $25 or $26. But that's a story for another particular broadcast. Fubo TV is next, and here we had a stock which was quite an amazing one late last month. Had to regroup back at the 50-day moving average. That's around the $25.70 level, and we've currently just broken up above the initial January resistance, which is helpful. That was at $30.77, and above that we hopefully will continue recovery. If you're cautious on the recovery here, probably want to see an end of day close above that resistance line 32.80, which was the initial December peak area. End of day close above 32.80 should hopefully then allow the shares to partially or even fully retest last month's resistance. At this stage, only really back below $27, delaying the upside scenario. That's the area of the 50-day line. Another sizzling situation is coming up. Global Star here. We've had a decent move today, just breaking last week's resistance around the 63 cents level by quite a mile now. And while we're above 63 cents, looking for that May resistance line projection, currently promising a target as high as $1.20, perhaps even more than that, actually, depending on exactly where you draw the line. But I've gone for $1.20, as that's the most conservative of figures. So any dips towards the sub 70 cents zone, currently regarded as a technical buying opportunity. Next stock is one which is clearly highly in focus at the moment with the whole Bitcoin crypto craze that we've got going. We managed to break above the initial January peak, the peak of last week, around $24.35, and while we're above that on an end of day close basis and above that old July resistance line projection target that we had, the target here could be as high as $40, hopefully as soon as the end of next month, and perhaps once again as soon as the end of this month, the way the shares are moving. Stock which has been a favorite here just because it's such a low ticket share price. Those are obviously favored in technical trading. One of so Naked Brown, another stock which has broken the initial January resistance with a gap higher, which is even more impressive. Initial peak here 47 cents, so an end of day close above 47 cents, and while we remain at least above the 200-day line at 38 cents, looking towards the June resistance line projection, currently promising a target at 90 cents plus, but the coup would be if we can remain above that initial 47 cents area over the course of the rest of this week and on a weekly closing basis. Next share to look at is, or next stock to look at is another regular here, Plug Power. We've got the shares having broken one of the previous targets, which was around $48. While we're above $48, looking to $70, and that target valid at least while we hold above that last January peak, the peak from earlier, probably last week, in fact, at around $55.98, above $55.98, looking for $70 over the next couple of weeks, and hopefully even sooner than that for Plug Power. Just three stocks to go now, and first one is Transocean Limited, which has had quite a lot of airplay here in recent days and weeks. Beautiful break here of that late November peak at $2.69, and while we're above that, and also the area of the initial January resistance, 287, then looking towards the top of a rising trend channel from June up to $4.50 plus, hopefully by the end of next month. But certainly the prospect is that while we're above that old November peak at 269, we should press higher for Transocean. New name, as far as I can make out and remember, is coming up now, Ttoo Biosystems. Here we've had a nice break of this resistance line there from July. The bottom of the gap there at yesterday's peak, $1.64, and while we're above that on an end of day close basis, looking towards that June resistance line projection, currently promising a target as high as $2.80, hopefully by the end of this month, if not going into February, but above $1.64, looking for a decent breakout at Ttoo Biosystems. Finishing off with another of those small ticket stocks, Zomedica, and that's why I had plenty of coverage here. Obviously not quite such a small ticket stock now. I think we were singing its praises in the 20 cents, 30 cents area. Now obviously we're up at $1.30. But we narrowly missed one of the more, I think that's probably about the third target we've had now. Narrowly missed that third target there, up at an early 2019 resistance line projection, $1.50 to hide so far today, $1.48. But hopefully through $1.50 we can project another fresh target for the shares, heading towards the $2 area by the end of next month. But let's see how we handle $1.50 over the next few sessions. Stop loss at this stage, probably an end of day close back below the intraday low of today so far, which is around the $1.10 area. Above $1.10, hopefully looking towards $1.50, and then hopefully later towards $2. That's it for me today. More updates tomorrow.